Throughout history, scientists from all over the world have conducted experiments on humans, many of which were cruel. However, the story of Mod Julien is even more shocking than many other scientific experiments of the past, as she became the subject of experiments by her own father. From early childhood until she reached the age of 18, Mod was under the control of her father, who fervently believed in the idea of human improvement. This woman faced the cruelty and injustice of the world, but was able to find the strength within herself to continue living and leave behind the nightmare years spent in her parents' home. The story of Mod Julien begins long before her own birth. In 1936, wealthy Frenchman Louis Didier bought a 6-year-old girl named Janine from a miner and raised her under strict conditions. When Janine grew up, he married her, causing much gossip and bewilderment among those around them. Despite various speculations about Didier's intentions, his true motives turned out to be more terrifying than anyone could have imagined. In 1957, Louis and Janine had a daughter named Maud. Mr. Didier purchased a small estate in northern France, near Dunkirk, and moved there with his family. However, the life of the Didier family was not a fairy tale. Louis was consumed by the idea of creating the perfect human, surpassing all current humans in both mental and physical qualities. The victim of Mr. Didier's ambitious plans was his own daughter Maud. From her childhood, the girl lived under strict conditions. Toys were forbidden, as were conversations, laughter, and other emotions. She slept on a hard mattress in an unheated room, and her only friends were a pony, a duck, and a dog that her father acquired for her, believing that interacting with animals would enhance her intellect. The harsh reality of Maud's life emerged from Mr. Didier's belief that the true strength of a person, including exceptional intelligence and physical development, can only be revealed in extreme conditions, without any comforts. Louis Didier is convinced of the correctness of his approach, and has dedicated his entire life to the experiment. As Maud grew older, her father became more and more strict with the rules of her diet. His expectations for his daughter increased each year. He forbade the girl to eat anything with taste, preferring bland boiled rice or raw vegetables in her diet. In addition to a strict diet, Maud also followed other strict rules set by her father. She was only allowed to use 1 square of toilet paper for personal hygiene, could only shower once a week with icy water, and could not spend her free time as she wished. Maud's 5th birthday became an occasion for Mr. Didier to give his daughter new responsibilities. From now on, the little girl spent the whole day studying. Her father's plan included music lessons. Louis wanted Maud to learn to play all the instruments in the world. In addition, every day the child spent several hours fencing, horseback riding, cycling, doing gymnastics, and swimming. In her autobiography, Mod Julien described how her parents taught her to ride a bike. "They parents removed the training wheels from my bike. My mother made me sit on the unstable structure and forcefully pushed the bike down a sloping road. I fell, scraped my knee and cried, but seeing their unwavering faces I fell silent. Mother silently approached me and put me back on the bike. The lesson continued all day until I finally learned to balance." By the way, Maud's mother took an active part in raising her daughter, not yielding to Mr. Didier in this regard. Maybe Janine was spoiled by his cruelty in her childhood, or maybe she just shared his beliefs and dreamed of creating a perfect being. However, she was the one who carried out Louis Didier's orders, pushing Maud on a bike downhill, throwing her into a deep pool with icy water, and waking her up in the middle of the night for physical exercises. The story of Maud became more and more tragic. Mr. Didier believed that his strict methods of upbringing were not enough, and he began to conduct experiments on his own daughter. Maud had to hold her hands on an electric cable through which her father passed current. He believed that such trials would help strengthen her physical strength and endurance. Louis Didier forbade his daughter to speak for weeks, starved her, deprived her of water, and any violation of the rules was cruelly punished. When Maud turned 9, her father decided to add variety to her diet, including small portions of whiskey or glasses of wine with every meal. Didier believed that this helped in the development of her body. Louis Didier took his daughter Maud's fears very seriously. When he learned that she was afraid of rodents, he decided to help her get rid of this phobia. For this, he regularly woke the girl up at night, didn't allow her to even wear shoes, and sent her to the dark and cold basement. He told her that if she made a sound, a mouse or rat would enter her mouth and start gnawing her from the inside. Later, Mr. Didier decided to put a sweater with bells on Maud before locking her in the basement. This way, he could be sure that the girl wouldn't move, so as not to attract rodents with the sound of the bells. In her adult book, Mod Julien recalled that she was very scared at that time and just wanted to die. Standing in that dreadful basement, I prayed to God for only one thing: death. The trials that Maud endured were truly horrendous, but they helped her learn to adapt to any circumstances in life. At the age of 16, she learned to navigate many prohibitions imposed by her father. She secretly took toilet paper, delicious food from the kitchen, and sneaked out through the window at night to enjoy freedom and fresh air. Maud's parents never caught her, although they always carefully watched her every move. In 1973, Maud's father fell ill, and to help his daughter, he hired a music teacher named Monsieur Julien. Upon their first meeting, the teacher was struck by the sight of a worn-out and frightened child, as well as by the fanatic parents who set impossible tasks for Maud. The atmosphere at Monsieur Didier's house was one of hopelessness. Monsieur Julien suggested conducting lessons at his place to have a one-on-one conversation with Maud. After learning Maud's story, Monsieur Julien arranged for her to work in a small music instrument shop, which led to a new beginning for the girl. It was there that she met her future husband, Richard Julien, whom she ran away with at the age of 18. Maud's father lost control and demanded that she return, but she chose to stay strong and reject her tormentor. Ultimately, he passed away in 1981 without reuniting with his daughter. Maud's life did not unfold easily at first because she did not know how to communicate, behave in society, and improper diet and alcohol consumption from an early age led to several chronic illnesses that took years to treat. By the way, Richard, who did not immediately recognize the truth about his wife's past lover, only heard the girl's story after her father's death. In 2019, Mod Julien decided to share her story with the world, publishing her autobiography and sending a copy as a gift to her mother. However, Janine never confessed to her daughter the suffering she had caused her, justifying herself by saying that Maud simply did not understand her father's great ideas. Fortunately, Mod Julien was able to find her place in life, pursuing a career as a psychologist and helping people overcome mental traumas. Her personal life also turned out well. Together with Richard, they raised 2 daughters, whose childhood was radically different from that of their mother.